our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive, required of us a song. And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? I'ma bend my knees and keep it humble. Begging for forgiveness if I stumble. Keep my feet shod, strapped on with the word of God. In the valley where the shadows hide their real facades. But I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. My heart is healed. For real, I've been under them willows. Like these raps, I'ma praise my God still, even though I'm kidnapped. Never seen my land, but I know it's where I'm from. I can feel it in my bones. My soul be getting up. I asked you for the truth. And he opened up my eyes, showed me how to blasphemy, exposed me to the lies. He opened up his book, better yet, he opened up his mind. Now I'm reading how he thinks, at the same time trying to get in line. Lord, please be patient with your servant, because I'm so basic. Trying to get on your level, just wipe the time, but don't waste it. I've seen a lot of death, realized it could have been me. But you had another plan, Lord, took me up out of them streets. This I gotta praise you, and all your wisdom I see. I'ma clear your knowledge, not the pimps, players, and OGs. I'ma bend my knees, keep it humble. I don't love this world, boy, cause it's gon' crumble. That's right. I'ma bend my knees and keep it humble. Begging for forgiveness if I stumble. Keep my feet shod, strapped on with the word of God. In the valley where the shadows hide their real facades. But I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. My heart is healed. For real, I've been under them walls here, fighting demons, trying to protect my soul. Cause they be scheming, he's trying to knock us off. For my glory, that's the plan. I read it in the manuscript. It's enmity for man. So he used deception to trick you into the deal. You think you worshiping the Lord, but you praising him for real. You think you walk in Christ, you can call his name was ill. Think about it, it's time to be deceived. Repent so you can live. Lord, please have mercy on your servant. I was so wicked, going off my own mind, contradicting your scriptures, speaking my own words. That understanding was missing. Headed straight to the lake. If I ain't do some repenting, like the 4:17, I read it, then I took heed. I'm a hearken to the voice of the shepherd. I'm a faithful sheep. Yeah, I'm in this deep. Put my hand to the plow. I'ma do your will, Elohim. Just show me how. I'ma bend my knees and keep it humble. Begging for forgiveness if I stumble. Keep my feet shod, strapped on with the word of God. In the valley where the shadows hide their real facades. But I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. I'ma keep it real, cause my heart is healed. My heart is healed. For real.
All praise, honor, and great glory is unto our Elohim, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, and the Elohim of Jacob. To our uncrowned King, we give praise, honor, and glory to his magnificent name, Yeshua HaMashiach. He gonna come back and get it straight between Israel, because of Israel, and for Israel. I got the front line brew in the building. Corey Yehuda's on deck. I'm your humble servant, Brother T Boogie, also known as Terrai Israel. I'm gonna let the brew give you the title of the lesson, then we're gonna get into this thing.
Title of the lesson is The Atonement. Why we fast, the reconciling up to the Creator and the payment of the nations
So we're gonna be getting into a lot of stuff tonight, brothers and sisters. Oh, actually, we're gonna be this is part 1 of a part 2 lesson.
Oh, praise.
And I did this lesson because a couple of months ago, a beloved brother, and I do call the brother beloved, our beloved brother in Florida, I'm not gonna call his name. He did a lesson on the atonement. That some things that were said or taught in that lesson that was kind of not correct. And I know the Most High dealing with that brother. I know he's sincere. I know he has a sincere heart for the Most High and for his people. But anytime, you know what I'm saying, that things are taught incorrectly, there has to be some recognition of that, and then trying to put some correction on that. Because I would hope the brother, if he's seen or heard me teach something wrong, that he would, do the same for me. So I hope this ain't no burning bread on nobody. You know what I'm saying? We're going to read the scriptures. We're going to get into some deep things. You know what I'm saying? The title of the lesson pretty much tell you what it's about. The atonement, why we ought to fast or why we fast. The reconciling to the Creator and the payment of the nation. So basically what I'm telling you is, just like we've been telling you and we've talked in before, bro, the New Testament or going into the New Testament is a process. Mm-hmm. The atonement is a process. And we have to understand that the atonement and going into the fruition or the full fulfillment of the New Testament and atonement is a process. Now we're going to be taking you the long way around. You understand what I'm saying? Between the day and the afternoon, make sure everybody get a full understanding of what's really going on.
Right. And that's how we should do it. It's
right.
A lot to digest.
It is a lot to digest because, we're going to see why we should fast. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to find out what atonement is. And the question is going to be asked at the end of both left, why shouldn't we fast? You understand what I'm saying? So, and then we're going to actually find out that the atonement started with Yeshua coming. It's going to continue with Yeshua coming, and the full atonement is going to be complete when he hand the Father over to the kingdom over to the Father. That's when we're going to be fully atoned for. Because we about to read that we lost something in the garden that we have not been able to get back. And we won't be able to get back until the atonement is complete. So with that, we're going to get right into the scriptures because we got a lot of information we want to share tonight, Hebrew. So we're gonna get this kicked off. Let me get this banner up. First place we going to is Isaiah the 64. We're just gonna read verses 4 through 7. Because so ask the question, can you, in this carnal state that we in this carnal body that we in this battle against the lust and desires, emotions, and feelings, can you really truly be atoned in this situation that you in? Or do you have to go through the process to be atoned? That's the question, because everything about us brings about death. You taste death when you get up in the morning.
I mean, it was a process even for the Levitical priesthood to do atonement for the sins of the people. So
all of that was pointing to the process.
Everything was an order. So
the
earthly order pointed to the heavenly order.
Right.
So okay.
So this is a process that we got to go through, brothers and sisters. So we're gonna start this off. And we're gonna get the baseline to this lesson. We're gonna start this off Isaiah 64 chapter, and we're gonna read verses 4 through 7, and we're gonna read and say that all man's righteousness is as filthy rags before the Most High. So even in your righteous mind state or your righteous state of mind, it's still filthy before the Most High. Like I said, everything about us brings about death. Everything about us is stowed off. Even on your best day, you don't measure up. But let's go there. 64 and 4, bro. What do you say?
Isaiah chapter 64 and 4.
Yeah, what did it say?
And it says, for since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen, O Yah, besides thee, what he have prepared for him that waited for him.
I marinated on that first scripture for a while before I put it up there. It says, for since the beginning, no man has ever seen what the Most High had prepared. So even Adam, in that, we're going to call it terrestrial body that was moving toward Godship, He didn't even understand the whole rip. So if the first man created that hadn't sinned yet, you understand what I'm saying? Didn't fully understand it, couldn't fully grasp it. How are you gonna fully understand it and fully grasp and get to that point to even where he was? Continue to read, my brother.
Thou meetest him that rejoices and worketh righteousness. Those that remember the way. That remember thee in the ways. Behold, thou art wroth. For we have sinned in those in counting.
In continuance. So we have sinned in continuance, and what?
And we shall be saved.
And he asked what? And we shall be saved. And we continue in this thing, in this sin continually. And he said, are we going to get saved? Continue to read.
But we are all as an unclean thing.
Now, did he say some of us?
We are all.
A few.
All.
So all of us are an unclean thing. Continue to read.
And all our righteousness are as filthy rags.
That's right.
And we all do fade as a leaf. And our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away.
So, hey, we fade every day, boy. Every time you wake up, the Most High bless you, wake up, your body still dying. You understand what I'm saying? So he said, we fade as a leaf. Go ahead and read.
And there is none that calleth upon thy name.
No, man, there is none.
There are none that calleth upon thy name.
Not in spirit and in truth. Go ahead and read.
That stirreth up himself to take hold of thee. For thou hast hid thy face from us, and hast consumed us because of our iniquity.
Because of our iniquity. I don't care how good of a day you done had, how little you may have thought you sinned, think you did right, bruh, it's still filthy rag before the Most High. So Yeshua came to save us from our sin. But are we truly saved and we still going through this hell on earth? Are we truly saved if we don't wash our bodies, it stinks? Are we truly saved if when we eat or drink something, we had to go use that vessel of dishonor? You understand what I'm saying? So even in our mind, and we finna read even in our body, the atonement is not complete.
Yeah, because even if we look at the dietary law, we still put in the clean thing. It come out unclean.
It still come out unclean.
For sure.
You can drink the most purified water it is. When it come out, it's got a smell to it, don't it?
You don't want that the second time around.
You see what I'm saying? Sure. So now we just dealt with the spiritual side of the unclean and unrighteous. Let's go to somewhere. Let's go and get another precept of that. Let's look at the physical side of this thing. Go to Deuteronomy 23. Because the Most High, he wants to dwell with us. And he even dwelt with the children of Israel for a quick minute. But look what he had to tell them, man. Because our minds are gone away from what it really needs to be on. 23 and 9, brother. What do it say?
And it reads, when the host go forth against thine enemies, then keep thee from every wicked thing.
That's another lesson, but go ahead and read.
If there be any among you, any man that is not clean, by reason of uncleanness, that chances him by night.
Now, he's talking about nocturnal emissions. And the brothers know what I'm talking about. Don't play no game. We ain't got to get street with it. There's some things that happen in the night that, you have some nocturnal emissions. And that makes you unclean. Now, once again, when Yeshua came and it was the Passover, did that stop that? Huh?
Not at all.
Okay, keep reading.
Then shall he go abroad out of the camp.
Out what?
Out of the camp.
So it means you outside the camp. That means you ain't close to the Most High. But go ahead and read.
He shall not come within the camp. But it shall be when evening cometh, he shall wash himself with water. And when the sun is down, he shall come into the camp again.
Okay, read verse 12. Look at what this says.
Thou shalt have a place also without the camp.
Without the camp. Go ahead and read.
Whither thou shalt go forth abroad. And if thou shalt have a powder upon thy weapon, and it shall be when thou wilt ease thyself abroad, thou shalt dig therewith, and shalt turn back and cover that which cometh from
thee. He said, so when you go use the restroom, go ease yourself abroad. Go relieve yourself. He said, hey, man, do that outside the camp.
Yeah, a place outside of the camp.
So anytime you outside the camp, that means you disconnected not only from the nation, but from your power. When you outside the camp.
You uncovered.
And so now that you outside the camp, that means you unclean. Now you sure then came and went back to the right hand of the Father. Ain't we still doing the number one and the number two? Ain't we still fighting sin in our mind? Even though we know these laws, statutes, and commandments, don't we still falter sometimes? Okay. Now look at what the last verse say. What did it say, Hebrew?
It says, for the Lord thy God walketh in the midst of thy camp.
He walked where?
In the midst of thy camp. To deliver thee and to give up thine enemies before thee. Therefore shall thy camp be holy.
Thy camp shall be holy.
That he see no unclean thing in thee. And turn away from thee.
Now he's talking about mental, spiritual, and physical. No unclean thing in thee. That he may be with thee. Because men, even in our sleep, we tend to sin and become unclean. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at? So we just set the scene. Because, and like I say, I did this lesson because I know there's a lot of people that watch that brother's platform that watch our platform too. And I know after he did that lesson, a lot of people was calling, asking questions. A lot of people was, talking back and forth between one another, saying, hey, man, what about this? What about that? Did you hear what the brother said? And I'm like, yeah, I heard it. I don't agree with it, but I heard it. But I'm not trying to go in on my brother. I'm trying to help my brother because like I said, never met the brother in life, but I respect him as a teacher and I love him as a beloved brother. And I don't want to see that be the thing, you know what I'm saying, that cause somebody to fall or trip up.
And, for people that don't understand or know,
right,
something they can look at for contrary.
Exactly, bro. We just gonna put it on the table and let the script speak. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to Ezekiel. This part right here just the base before we get into it. Ezekiel 18, my brother. I'm sorry. Ezekiel 18. I'm gonna pull up a PowerPoint. I want y'all to look at something. Because we're gonna do some word studies tonight too. We're going to do some word studies tonight too, family. What I say? Ezekiel 18, verse 4. I want to pull this up. Let me share my screen while the brother finna read that. Let me share my screen because I wanna show y'all something. We gonna get into it tonight, family. Tonight and tomorrow, we're gonna get into this thing. Let me share this. All right. You should be good, bro. Let me see. I'm gonna wait till it pop up on your screen. I want the people on Facebook to be able to see it too. Because we finna get into something. Should be popping up. Ezekiel 18 and verse 4. Go ahead and read it. We'll let them catch up in a minute. Go ahead. What it say?
And it reads, it says, behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father. So also the soul of the Son is mine. The Son that sinned. The soul that sinned. It shall die. The soul that sinned. It shall die. Now, we don't read, most of us don't read or study the Bible in our native language, our native tongue, the Hebrew tongue. A lot of people may not understand or know that there's 3 words for soul in the Hebrew. Now, we're going to get into one, and then we get on down the lesson. We're going to get all 3 of the words for soul, and we're going to show you why there's a disconnect that cannot be repaired until the atonement is complete. But I want to read it. It said, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. Correct? Correct. So the word for soul in this instance, and most times when you see the word soul in the script, it's going to be referring to this word called nefesh. All right? It's going to be referred to the word called nefesh. Nefesh is made up of 3 Hebrew letters. You got the nun, the pei, and the shin. The nun, the pei, and the shin. Now, why you showing us all this? I'm going to show y'all something. The nun right here. Nun right here means seed, life, or continue.
All right. The word pay, the letter pay, mouth, speak, scatter, sheen, teeth. Get that out of there. Teeth, destroy or press or separate. So the very word nefesh means to rest. Okay. Now, when you add up the numbers to the word nefesh, the noon is a 50, the pay is a 80, the sheen is a 300, right? Comes up to 430. When you add 4 plus 3 plus 0, what do you get, my brother? 7. You get 7. 7 is the number of completion or judgment. So the soul, this part of your soul is going to be complete and judged completely for that which you have done in this life. So when you hear the soul that sinneth, it shall die. And we get the rest of the definition later on. I'm just giving you a little tidbit right now. You're going to be judged completely for that which you've done in this nefesh. But we ain't through defining nefesh, Hebrew. We're going to go a little bit deeper later on in this lesson. But I want to show y'all this.
It's stuck on the outer cup.
That's why I say there's 3 words for the word soul. Yeah. And we're going to get there. We even going to get the acronym for the word soul in the Hebrew. And we're going to show y'all something. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. And we're going to go to Ecclesiastes. Get back in here. I just want to show that the very word nefesh,
threefold.
It's gonna come. You got judgment on what you done in this body. All right. So judgment, complete judgment, is what's coming. Good or bad now. I'm just throwing it out there. All right, let's go to Ecclesiastes. We kind of flying through this. I hope it ain't gonna be as long as I thought I was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Ecclesiastes, because even Solomon wrote about the fall of man. Solomon wrote about it. Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12. We're just gonna read verses 1 through 7, but we're gonna take a pause for the calls on verse 6, my brother. I'm gonna walk y'all through these things right here. What do it say? 12 and 1.
And it reads, the Creator is to be remembered. It's due time.
No, 12 and 1, bro. 12 and 1. Ecclesiastes. Not Sirach. Ecclesiastes in the 66. You got it? Not Ecclesiastes. 12 and 1.
And then Ecclesiastes.
Let me see. You got that 16:11 on. Yeah, get it in there.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Make sure you get it right.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. You got it? Go back. Keep going back. Too far. See? There you go. 12 and 1, Hebrew. 12 and 1. What did it say?
And it reads, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth.
In the days of your youth.
While the evil days come not near.
That's right.
Nor the years draw nigh. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
And to y'all young gunners out there, y'all young brothers and sisters out there, to y'all mothers and fathers out there, this is one of the main scriptures y'all need to be remembering and or reading to your children. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth before the evil days come. When you will say, I have no pleasure or delight in them. Continue to read, brother.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not dark, nor the clouds return after the rain. Because
it's always a gloom when you start getting older, and the older you get, the more you start to become introspective and retrospective, even when the sun is out. You know, you're saying you ain't enjoying it like you see everybody else enjoying. But continue to read.
It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Who are the keepers of the house that's trembling? Your legs. When you get old, your legs knocking, knees knocking, legs tremble. He said, before the keepers of the house tremble. Go ahead and read.
And the strong men shall bow themselves.
Don't the old people look like they always bow-legged? And the strong men shall bow about themselves. And go ahead and read.
And the grinders cease.
The teeth get few. The grinders cease. Why?
Because they are few.
Uh-huh.
And those that look out the windows be dark.
Hey, man, I used to mess with my family all the time by wearing glasses. I was the only one in the house not wearing glasses. But now my eyes starting to get dark. Get hard to see sometimes. Go ahead and read.
And the door shall be shut in the street.
And the door going to be shut. I can't hear. People start, they can't hear that good when they get old. Go ahead and read.
When the sound of the grinding is low.
And the sound of the grinding is low.
And he shall rise up. And the voice of the bird.
Bang, old people get up early. When the cock crow, he going to rise up at the sound of the bird. See, young people, they hard sleep. They sleep in. Old people be up at the crack of dawn. Go ahead and read.
And all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Continue to read.
Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way.
Hey, man, old people scared of heights. They scared to go outside their door sometimes. They scared to go to the store. This is what, see here why you said, remember your creator in the days of your youth.
Scared to look at certain images.
Yeah.
Dream about them.
Yeah. Go ahead and read.
And the almond tree shall flourish.
What is the almond tree flourish? Them great hairs, great follicles. You ever seen an almond tree? An almond tree when on the tree, you got those little gray white hairs sticking up out of it. See, the almond tree start to blossom. Getting old, brother. You got gray in your beard, gray in your head, my brother, my sister. That almond tree starting to blossom. Go ahead and read.
And the grasshopper shall be a bird.
Man, you can't run fast no more. Go ahead and read.
And desire shall fade.
Hey, man, I need to expound on that. Ain't got no desire to do nothing most of the time. You know, continue to read.
Because man goeth to his long home.
Because man goeth to his long home.
And the mourners go about the street.
Now look at verse 6. This is what Solomon saw this, and we're going to get into this. This is where the disconnect took place between the Most High and his creation. Look at what verse 6 say, brother. Read. What do it say?
It says, or ever the silver cord be loose.
The silver cord? What is the silver cord?
It's that life string.
That life string that tied it bound us. That tied it bind. Have you ever noticed babies don't cry inside their mama's stomach? They completely encapsulated and connected by the umbilical cord to their mother. They only cry when they get outside of that, and an umbilical cord is cut. He said, or ever the silver cord be loose. Go ahead and read.
Or the golden bowl be broken. Or the pitcher be broken at the fountain.
Yes, sir.
Or the wheel broken at the cistern.
Ain't nothing working no more. Ain't nothing that you do connecting you to your power. You got a cistern, or you got a golden pitcher, and you can't put no living water in.
You can't get no water.
Ain't no
living cistern. That's the pump, right?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. He said the golden bowl is broken.
And they told you that.
Go ahead and read, brother.
Then shall the dust return to the earth. As it was. And the spirit shall return unto Yah, who gave you.
See, the tie that bound us to the Most High was lost in the garden, my brothers and sisters. It was lost, and we have not been able to retrieve it as of yet. So let's look at when the golden cord was loosed. Let's go to the Suda Pickle, my brother. We go into the life of Adam and Eve when all this got kicked off. When the golden cord was loose and the golden bowl was broken. We go on to page 281. Let me share my screen. Let me see if I can get this on here. I wish Water was here with me, but you know, hey, I got to learn how to do this thing some kind of way. I'm gonna get it right. Let me see. Let me pull this up. Application window. Let me pull that up. Let me hit ship. This is what I want. Let me put it on here. Let's see. That ain't what I want. That ain't what I want. Let's see. Let me go share. There we go. And then I'm gonna pull this up so the people can read along with it. I hope the brothers and sisters. Somebody give me a thumbs up if y'all can see that on my screen. This pseudo picture for on the screen. Somebody give me a thumbs up in the room. Can you see it? I just took it back down so I can see if y'all can see it. Yeah, y'all can see it.
You see 281?
Yeah. Somebody give me a thumbs up in the room, man. If y'all can see that. Yeah. Let me see. It's gonna show. If I see it on you, because I can't see that screen got a delay. Something I don't like about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do this. Yeah, let me do this. Want to show me how to do it. Let me do this thing. Y'all still can't see it, can you? Trying, man. See, I don't know how to do all this. The water today, man. Let me stop. Stop sharing. I'm gonna try this again one more time. Now y'all just have to get y'all pseudo pictures out, man. Let me see. Sharing applications. I'm gonna share the entire screen, man. And then I'm gonna pull this up. Yep, there it is. Y'all can see it. Now, there we go. All right. So we go on the pseudo pick of volume 2, The Life of Adam and Eve, page 281. We're gonna read verses 1 through 5. Then we're gonna go to the next spot. We're gonna go to the next spot, Hebrew. Is it up over there? I know y'all can see it. Can y'all see it? Yeah, I know y'all can see it. I'm looking it over here. All right. Let's go. Pseudo pick for volume 2. Chapter 20 in The Life of Adam and Eve, page 281, bro. Look, read what it says.
And it reads, it says, and at that very moment, my eyes were open, and I knew that I was naked of the righteousness with which I had been clothed.
Now listen to what this brother is saying. Listen, hold on, bro. I want to make sure the people understand what we're reading here. It says, at that very moment, when he ate of that fruit, when he listened to that speech, when he listened to that talk. Hold on, I'm not saying something. See what the people got to say. That's what I want right there. Now y'all can see. I see y'all in there seeing some messages. I want to see what they saying. Nope.
Can't see.
They can see it now, though. I know they can see it. Can y'all still not see it? It's on the screen right there. I know they can see it. Can y'all see it now? Yeah, there it is over there. I know they can see it. All right, we good. We back in the build. All right, now pick it back up at the 1, bro. Listen what this brother is saying.
And it reads, at that very moment, my eyes were open, and I knew that I was naked of the righteousness with which I had been clothed.
So his mind went straight to the spiritual, like we read in Isaiah. He said, at that very moment, my eyes were open, and I knew that I was naked of the righteousness with which. So now the body didn't change. Now the body didn't change with the righteousness which I had been clothed. Continue to read.
And I wept, saying,
"Oh, wait a minute."
He cried. So
he understands he done lost something. Continue to read, brother.
Why have you done this to me? That I have been estranged from my glory.
Oh, go ahead.
With which I was clothed.
So they were clothed with a different type of flesh. He said, why have you estranged? Why have I been estranged from the glory which I was clothed? Continue to read.
And I wept also about the oak. But that one came down from the tree and vanished. And I looked for leaves in my reeds, so that I may cover.
Wait a minute.
My shame.
Why, if you know your body has been changed, your righteousness or your type of body been changed, You done went from the righteousness you were clothed with to covering your carnal body. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. You've been walking around as you are now. Why all of a sudden you trying to cover up? Your mind just went from spiritual to carnal. Mm-hmm. You done lost your spiritual body and you done lost your spiritual mind. Now you try to cover up your negative as if the creator don't know how he created you. Go ahead and read, brother.
I looked for leaves in my region so that I might cover my shame. Mm-hmm. But I did not find any from the trees of paradise. Uh-huh. Since while I ate, the leaves of all the trees of my portion failed, except of the fig tree only.
Oh, so that's why Yeshua always used the fig tree as an example. Because at the time, the fig tree was the only thing bearing fruit in the garden after the fall. Everything didn't change. The trees in paradise, they done dropped all the fruit off of them, and the only thing growing that she could cover or he could cover themselves up with was some leaves, fig leaves, man. Continue to read, brother.
And I took it, leaves, and made for myself skirts. Uh-huh. They were from the same plants of which I ate.
So the things you clothing yourself with is the same thing you eat. Message. Yeah. The same thing you clothing yourself with is the same thing you eat. Something's been lost that cannot be regained. Let's go to the next spot. Let's go to the pseudepigrapha. We still in the pseudepigrapha, y'all. Let me change the banner. I know some of the people saying, man, he ain't changed the banner. Let me get up and change the banner, y'all. We still in the pseudepigrapha, and we going to chapter the 24, family. We're going to chapter 24, and we're gonna go to let me scroll up. I ain't messing this thing all the way up. Why don't you scroll up? Let me take some of it down. There we go. All right. Well, it ain't gonna grow. We in chapter 24. I ain't gonna hold the lesson up for this. I'll get it right here in a minute. All right, we're going to chapter 24 in the life of Adam and Eve. Go to page 283. Go to page 283. And we're going to look at something, family. We're going to look at something. Verses 1 through 4. Because now, they didn't realize what something is been changed. Their silver cord been broken. That connection that they had in that flesh, that they had the different kinds of flesh we're going to read about later on, something's been lost. Something's been broken. Something has been changed. Read chapter 24. What do it say, bro?
Yah said to Adam, because you transgressed my commandment and listen to your wife. Cursed is the ground in your labors. For when you work it, it will not give it strength. It shall yield you brambles and thistles, and with sweat on your brow, you shall eat your bread.
There you go.
You will suffer many hardships. You will grow weary and not rest. Be afflicted with bitterness and not taste sweetness.
Right.
Be oppressed by heat and burdened by cold. You will toil much and not gain wealth.
So, listen to this. Everything is changed. He said, you ain't going to get no rest. You're going to be afflicted with bitterness and taste not. So, now we being severed in every way, not only from our power, but from the land, the air, and everything else. Now, when I read this next line you're going to read, I kind of got in my feelings, bro. Look what he's going to tell Adam.
You will grow fat.
See, man, I got mad when I read that. I said, man, look at the Lord there, man. We weren't even supposed to get fat.
Yeah, metabolism is gone.
We weren't supposed to grow old. We weren't supposed to get fat. I kind of got in my feelings when I read that, bro. He said, you're going to grow fat. And what else?
And finally, not be.
And then you're going to get old, fat. You're going to work your whole life. You're going to be in affliction. You're going to be mad all the time. You're going to get fat, then you're going to die.
Return to that day.
We read that, didn't we? We read that in Ecclesiastes, didn't we? See, the golden cord was severed. None of this stuff that we go through right now was not supposed to be. So I asked the question, when Yeshua came and died on the Passover at that atoning lamb, did any of that change for us yet? Ain't we still in captivity? Ain't we still in bitterness? Ain't we still getting old? Ain't we still getting weak? Ain't we still getting fat and out of shape? Ain't we still struggling with sin? So is the atonement complete?
So much we gotta die.
I gotta ask the question: is the atonement complete? No, it is not. We in the process of the atonement.
We're gonna finish that verse 4.
Yeah, read that verse 4.
And the animals over which you rule will rise up against you in disorder, because you did not keep my command.
Because so now everything out of sorts. Even the animal gonna rise up against you. Because when Yeshua get back, and he said he's gonna make peace between us and the animals, the atonement is not complete. Everything is out of whack. The new covenant, do we have the law written on our heart and on our mind? Nope. So because, listen, brothers and sisters.
And we still teaching our neighbor.
That's right. We still teaching our neighbor. But let me say this right here. The atonement and the Passover is intrinsically combined. Yes, Yeshua came and paid the debt on the cross. But there's some more debts got to be paid. There's some more judgment that got to be dished out. We was talking to the brothers last night. We were gonna call, and I said, man, check this out. We kept talking about, the Passover, the atonement, and all that. I said, the nations got a price they got to pay. He said, without the shedding of blood, there could be no remission or repayment for sin, correct? Correct. Man, think about how many people got to be killed. Because when it rained, the ground soaks up the rain, correct? When the ground gets saturated, you step on the ground, you can feel that water pushing, mushing on. Think about how many people got to be killed first before the ground gets saturated and blood can pile up to the horse's right. 200 miles. What's going on? How many people got to be killed for that to take place?
That's a lot of water. That's a lot.
The ground got to soak up the blood first before it can start even piling up.
Underground places got to fill up, though.
That's right. So it's going to be a whole lot of people. They got to pay what they weigh when Yeshua get back.
They even told Noah.
Yeah.
The man got to atone for man.
Man got to atone. So all the wickedness that's being done in the world, that's got to be atoned for too. And he said, without the shedding of blood, there can be no remission of sin. Huh? So everybody hey man, y'all better understand what y'all read. Let's go to the next place. We moving right along. Let's go to Sirach the 40. Let's go to Sirach the 40. Pull this up in the room. Let me hit the banner. Hold on. Let me hit the banner here. Yeah. We're only going to read one verse in Sirach. We're going to read Sirach the 40 and verse 1. Sirach the 40. Let me get that Hebrew. Let me get there. Now, look at, so we understand the golden cord been loose. We understand that man's righteousness is as filthy rags, correct? Mm-hmm. We understand that we lost a change in mind and body, correct? Correct. We know what one definition for soul is, correct? Correct. We're going to get a deeper definition of that here in a minute. And then we're going to get all three words for soul. And then I'm going to ask you a question. Why not fast?
And then we see the burdens that we're going to we put under anyway.
You see the burden we put up under for the transgression. But we going to get there, bro. Just walk with me for a little bit. We're going to get there, Hebrew. Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 40, verse 1. Look what it say. Read that verse, bro.
Great travail is created for every man.
For how many men?
Every man.
For every man, and what?
And heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam.
Man, you know what a yoke is? You ever seen them oxen in them things, or them slaves? Yeah. Hey, bro, a heavy yoke. We just read the heavy yoke. You gonna get old. You done lost your form of glory. You ain't gonna have no desire. Continue to read.
From the day that they go out of their mother's womb, till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Man, Job said it best. Job said, man is born of a woman, days are short and full of trouble. Until they go back to the mother of all things, which is the earth. Dust thou art, and dust thou shalt return. That's what the book says. Now, let's go. Let's keep it moving. Look like everything lining up to me. But we going this way, family, because I'm going to take you somewhere. Now check this out. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. And we going to it's all right. You can use mine. I'm gonna be reading it off the screen. Here you go. 2nd Esdras. We going to chapter 3. And we're going to pick it up at verse 5, family. 2nd Esdras. We got to go this long way around. You understand what I'm saying? To get the full thing. Now, look at what verse 5 say, bro. 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras over here. Second Esdras chapter 3.
All right.
2nd Esdras chapter 3. Verse 5, we're going to read verse 5 through 10, then we're going to skip down. Look at what it say. When you get it, go ahead and read.
And gave us a body unto Adam without a soul.
Wait a minute. We just read in Ezekiel that nefesh is the soul. Maybe there's another level, another word for soul. Because right here it said, and gave us a body unto Adam without a... Now there's a teaching out there that say the body is the soul. Correct and incorrect. It's part of the soul. But continue to read.
Which was the workmanship of thine hand.
And thou did what?
And thou didst breathe into him the breath of life. And he was made living before thee.
He was not made living until the soul was breathed in him. But we're going to have you read this, bro, because we're going to pick up on something later on. We're going to pick up on something later on. We're going to make all this make sense here in a minute. Continue to read.
And thou leadest him into paradise. Which thy right hand had planted. Before ever the earth was. Before ever the earth came forth. And unto him thou gavest commands to love thy way, which he transgressed. And immediately thou appointest death in him.
Wait a minute. And unto him thou gavest commandment. We just read that. To love thy way. And he transgressed. And immediately thou appointest him what?
Death.
In him. Appointest death in him. Don't skip over the word. And immediately thou appointed death in him. And everybody after him been dying.
And in his generation.
And in his generations.
Of whom came nations, tribes, and people, and kindreds out of number.
Continue to read, brother.
And every people walked after their own will.
Every people walked after their own mind.
And did wonderful things before thee. And despised thy command.
Go ahead, brother.
And again, in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world and destroyedst them. And it came to pass in ever of them that as death was to Adam.
So what?
So was the flood to thee.
So skip down to 21. We're going to skip down to 21. Read 21 through 26. Go ahead, read.
For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed.
Bearing a wicked mind, transgressed.
And was overcome.
And was what?
Overcome. And so be all they that are born of him.
So, look, This is the reason why we got to be careful. Because everybody that came out, and so be all they that are born of him.
A wicked heart.
Now, we finna hone in on verse 22. Read it, brother.
Thus infirmity was made permanent.
Was made what?
Permanent.
Wait a minute. Can the scripture lie? Thus infirmity was made permanent. So how can you fully be saved, fully be atoned for, and you still dying, and this malignity, this permanent thing is in you? It ain't a time to be rejoicing when you know you got this body of death on you. The atonement is the remembrance of what had to take place for you to even be in the process of getting back to the Father. Continue to read.
And the law also in the heart of the people, with the malignity of the root.
Have you ever heard of when people have cancer, they say it's malignant? Mm-hmm. It's not. You got a malignant cancer and you got a benign cancer. Yep. Malignant means you done. We got a malignant heart of wickedness in us, man. So that what?
So that the good departed away. And the evil abode still.
See, the evil, the good, when he said, hey, man, I done lost my righteous glory, it departed away from them at that moment. It departed away, brother.
Oh.
You see that, don't you?
The one he will.
And it's malignant. Go ahead and read.
So the time passed away. And the years were brought to an end.
Right.
Then didst thou rise thee up a servant called David.
Hold on, I think that's it. Yeah, now go ahead. Keep reading.
Whom thou commandest to build a city unto thy name. And to offer incense and oblations unto thee. When this was done many years, then they that inhabited the city forsook thee. And all the things did, even as Adam and all his generations has done.
What?
For they also had a wicked heart.
Now, why did he throw David in there? I'm finna show you why he threw David in there. You remember when Saul messed up, bro? And he told Samuel, look, man, how long you gonna mourn for me for Saul? Seeing I rejected him from being king over Israel. He said, get thee up and go to Jesse the Bethlehemite. I have appointed me a son, a king of one of his sons. Now I'm going to throw something on you. Because I was wondering about why he throwing David off in there with Adam. Because guess what? He knew Adam was going to fall. You know how I know he knew Adam was going to fall? Number one, God is omnipotent and omniscient, right? But check this out, Hebrew. Jesse paraded all his boys in front of Samuel, didn't he? And every last one of them they were big, stature, strong, good-looking boys. And he said, no, that ain't the one. He said, are these all your sons? He said, no.
One still.
I got still one out there keeping the sheep. Now, David was anointed king, correct?
Correct.
But the Lord knew David was going to commit murder and adultery. But he still anointed him king. Now, David went through the thing with Saul trying to kill him for them 30, 40 years. But the Lord knew David was going to commit adultery. The Lord knew David was going to commit murder. None of the other brothers, as we can read in the scriptures, had any of those charges on their jacket.
Correct.
But just like Adam, he knew what Adam was going to do. You know how I know he knew? Because when John saw Yeshua coming, he said, behold, the Lamb of Yah, slain from the foundations of the world.
Foundations?
Yes. Ever before everything was laid, this was already had to be done. This is the process. We read the blueprint. Continue to read, my brother.
That was
it on that?
That was it on that one.
All right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. We're going to pick it up 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. 1 Corinthians, the 15th. And we're going to read 1 Corinthians 15. We're going to read 22. Then we're going to skip all the way down to 39, my brother.
1 Corinthians 15.
Hold on, let me get there.
All right.
Let me get there. 22. What did it say?
And it reads.
Uh-huh.
For as in Adam all die,
uh-huh,
even so in Christ shall all be made alive.
Another interesting conundrum. As in Adam all die, don't we take turns dying? There's a process that happens. Man knows his wife, baby is conceived, baby is born, man, woman dies. There's a process, right? Mm-hmm. So as in Christ, there's a process till you made alive. It ain't everybody don't get born and they die. Just like when you come into this faith, you going through a process of purging and removing and growing and falling and getting back up and holding this thing to the end. Correct, my brother.
Correct.
Okay.
That's why he says a space for repentance.
That's right.
For every field.
There you go. Now, skip down to verse 30. Verse 39. Yes, sir. Read 39 through 41. What do it say?
And it reads, all flesh is not the same flesh. Uh-huh. But there is one kind of flesh of men. Mm-hmm. Another flesh of beasts. Uh-huh. Another flesh of fish. Mm-hmm. And another of birds.
Go ahead.
There are also celestial bodies.
Wait a minute. Is that plural or singular?
That's plural.
There are celestial bodies and what else?
And bodies terrestrial.
So now we got different kinds of flesh in the heavens and on the earth. So I had to ask the question: what type of Adam and Eve were not fully in the celestial as Yeshua and the Father would, but their glory got changed, didn't it? Yeah. Their mind state got changed, didn't it? There you go. So now we going somewhere with all this. That's why I'm taking everybody a long way. So when we get to the end of this part one and do part two, it ain't gonna be no doubt. Go ahead and read, brother.
But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Go ahead and read.
There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars.
Yes, sir.
For one star different from another star in glory.
So one star different from another star in glory. Okay. We going somewhere, y'all. I know y'all, man. What is he talking about? We getting somewhere. We getting somewhere. I'm sorry I missed that too, by y'all. I wasn't looking at the comment. You want to read that verse 11, but we gonna get that Hebrew. My bad. I had it on the balance. Now let's go back to the Apocrypha. We're going back to the Apocrypha. We're going back to Second Esdras. We're going back to Second Esdras. We're going back to Second Esdras. And we're going to go to chapter 4 this time, y'all. We're going to go to chapter 4 this time. And we're going to pick it up at verse 26. We're going to pick it up at verse 26, 4 and 26, my brother. 4 and 26.
And it reads.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. 4 and 26. When you get it, my brother, now you can go ahead and read.
And we pass away out of the world as grasshoppers.
You in 4 and 26?
I was there.
Yeah. 4 and 26.
I was at 4 and 24.
Go ahead.
Verse 26, it says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasn't fast to pass away.
The world hasteneth fast to pass away. Wait a minute. Now the world trying to pass away. Man died and the world died. So is the atonement complete? Go ahead and read.
And cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come.
Did we read that in that Isaiah? Man had not seen or I heard the thing that God had prepared for them. Same thing we read again, ain't it? Go ahead and read, brother.
For this world is full of unrighteousness.
And what else?
And infirmity.
Go ahead and read.
But as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet to come.
Wait a minute. You mean the world gonna be destroyed? It's got to be atoned for too. It's got to be changed too. Just like we got to be changed.
And he told us in the end, he's going to purge the whole thing.
That's it.
Make it new.
This is part of the atonement process. Keep on going.
If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good?
Oh, now 1 Corinthians 15 started making a little bit more sense. Now 1 Corinthians 15, that which was sown in corruption must be raised in incorruption. Now it started to make sense to me. All you got to do is keep reading, study a little bit, precept a little bit. Everything got to be atoned for. Go ahead and read, brother.
Man. Boy, it says, for the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam. From the beginning. From the beginning.
We keep reading about this beginning. Go ahead and read.
And how much ungodliness have it brought up unto this time.
Now you looking back, what's going on now in the world? How that little bit of seed of ungodliness, man, from the beginning. How much ungodliness has it brought up to this time?
Almost the whole lump living.
Everything is wicked. Everybody's after doing their own thing. Following after their own mind. Go ahead and read, brother.
And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of the threshing?
To the time of the who?
Threshing.
That don't sound good, threshing. Go ahead and read.
Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed have brought forth.
I want everybody to ponder within your own mind. If Adam hadn't fell off the map, look at where we at now. Our babies being killed. Women being snatched up and sent into sex trafficking. Mamas killing their own babies. Daddies killing their own babies.
Women being kidnapped.
Women being kidnapped. All this. Little babies being killed. 4-year-old baby being killed in cars. Look at the great wickedness that this small grain of evil seed have brought forth. But we atone for. Okay. Let's go right on over the second edges of 16. Let me get there. All this cause what was done in the garden.
You don't look like I have mind to change.
It don't look like nothing to change, it doesn't.
Still got that flesh, that
man, we still got that flesh.
That wicked heart.
That wicked heart, bro. Second edge is 16. Let me scroll all the way down to 61. Because that's where we going. I want the people to read this, man. And I want us to understand, brothers and sisters, that yes, Christ, what Christ did got the ball rolling for us. But it's not complete. The atonement is not complete. But we're going to get there. Go ahead and read, bro. 61. Let me get up here. I'll scroll all the way down. Let's say second age of 16.
And 61.
Hold on. Second age of 16 and 61. There we go. All right. Go ahead and read, Hebrew.
And it read, he made man and put his heart in the midst of his body.
He put his what in the midst of his body?
His heart.
Now that's his mind, his leg. I'm reading all these scriptures because these next two scriptures we finna read, we're going to bring it home. On this part, then we're going to move into the atonement. Go ahead. He put his heart in the midst of his body.
And gave him breath.
Gave him what?
Breath.
And what else?
Life. And understanding.
Wait a minute. He said he gave him a body. He put a mind in his body. He gave him breath, life, and the ability to understand. That sounds like a bunch of different stuff. It don't sound like the doctrine when people say you are the soul. Because we reading a whole lot of different stuff, it ain't. But we gonna get that Hebrew. Continue to read, my brother.
Yeah. And the spirit of Almighty Yah, which made all things, and searches out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth.
In the secrets of the earth.
Surely he know of your invention.
Yes, sir.
And what you think in your heart.
That's why he said, man, righteousness before the Lord is as filthy rags. He said, man, he know the thing that you thinking in your mind. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
And I know your heart is wicked.
That's right. Yes, sir. Continue to read.
Even them that sin and would hide their sin. Therefore, have the Lord exactly searched out all your work.
All your work.
And he will put you all to shame.
No, he gonna put some of y'all to shame.
All to shame.
Okay, go ahead and read.
And when your sins are brought forth, you shall be ashamed before men. And your own sins shall be your accusers in that day.
In what day? I thought Christ, the atonement was done.
But we still got judged.
I thought the atonement was done. The very word confess mean the numbers add up, the letters add up. Man, the final judge, complete judge. The soul that sinned, it shall die. The nefesh that sinned, it shall die.
No wonder he said about that servant that was wise enough to keep watching for his return.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. But we finna go somewhere. This right here just really laying the foundation for these next two verses we finna read. Go ahead and read, bro. Read down to 67.
And when your sin, 66. What will you do? Or how will you hide your sins before Yah and his angels? Yea. Behold, Yah himself is the judge.
Yah himself is the judge?
Fear him. Leave off from your sins. Get your iniquity.
That's right.
To meddle no more with them forever.
That's right.
So shall Yah lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
And deliver you from all trouble. But you got to leave off from that carnal mind state. You got to leave off from that sin. You got to leave off from doing what you want to do. We got to leave off and become the true sons.
Even said, forget your iniquity.
Yes, sir.
Leave them alone. It sounds like a process, right?
Hey, I got to keep that what I'm trying to say. The atonement is not complete. Because guess what? He tells you in Ezekiel, he said, hey, man, the day the wicked man turned from his wickedness, his sins shall be remembered no more. But then he turned right back around and said, in the day that the righteous turn from his righteousness, his righteousness won't be remembered no more.
No.
So how are you completely atoned for? You can fall off this thing. You can lose this thing.
And that's why he said you got to watch to the end. You got to be vigilant.
Man, I'm always watching.
Endure to the end. Right. Let no man steal your crown.
Nope, no man. Now we finna get into some heavy stuff. We finna get into some heavy stuff, brothers and sisters. Let's go to Proverbs. I had to read all that so you understand. It's more to the soul than what you think it is. And it's everything's got to be atoned for. Everything. Everything's got to be, the world got to be atoned for, the ground got to be atoned for, the body, the mind, the spirit, everything's got to, the animals.
Yeah, because he just told them he left us all of them.
The sin that's been done and committed against the children of Israel, that's got to be atoned for. In blood.
Look what we done did with these gifts he gave us.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Now look. This word we finna get into. Let me get my blue letter pulled up. Cause we finna get into something. We finna get into some stuff that a lot of y'all probably have not heard. Some of y'all probably have, but I think the majority of the people have not heard of some of the stuff we finna talk about right now, that's gonna make stuff crystal clear to you if you just walk with me for a little bit. Walk with us for a little bit. Don't get tired on me. And we're gonna go somewhere. All right? We're gonna go somewhere. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm getting everything. You understand? Ready. All right, Hebrew. Proverbs 20. We're going to pick up at the 27. Then we're going to skip down to the 30, man. What do it say?
And it reads. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord.
Wait a minute. We just got to read about that light over there. Wait a minute. The spirit of man is the candle. Let's go look at something, Hebrew. I'm going to share this screen real quick because I want the people to see it. I don't want to talk about it. I want them to see this. I want them to see this with us. Now, this is the blue letter. And it says, read that again, Hebrew. Read that 27 again.
It says, the spirit of man is the candle of the Lord.
The spirit, which is, now, we finna get into these words. Now, I'm going to pull this first word up, family. I'm going to let it play so you can hear what it is. So you won't think I'm just blowing smoke up your rear end.
So it's like you learn how to pronounce it.
Listen to this.
Strong's H, 5397. Neshama.
Neshama. Now, look what it says. I want you to read this, bro. Neshama. All right? Let's look at this. Breath, blast, spirit.
Inspiration.
Where's that light coming from?
Soul.
Oh, soul. I thought the flesh was soul. The spirit of God, look, the breath, the spirit, breath of Yah, breath of man, every breathing thing, the spirit of man. Listen to what this said, the strong definition. A puff, i.e. wind, angry or vital breath, divine inspiration, intellect. We read that in that edges, didn't we?
He said understand.
Then we read it. Okay, intellect. Concretely an animal, blast, that is breath, inspiration, soul, spirit.
You heard what they just said, though. Vital breath.
We gonna get there. I want to read that because we finna go somewhere. Now, we going back. We gonna keep on reading down. I want to go back to this. So we got Neshama. We got Nefesh. Oh, okay. Keep on reading, bro. Read that again.
It says, the spirit of man is the candle of the Lord.
Okay. That's it.
Searching all the inward parts of the belly.
Oh, let's look at this candle, because this word we about to study right now is an acronym for all three levels of your soul.
Strong's H, 5216.
Nir. That's noon resh. Noon yod resh. Ner or nir. Noon yod resh. Look what it say. A variant spelling of this word. Okay. It says lamp, candle, light. Strong definition. From a primitive root properly meaning to glisten, a lamp, i.e. the burning. That's why Christ said, if the light that within you is dark, how great is that dark? This is the thing that's giving you understanding, giving you life, giving you light, figuratively or literally, candle, lamp, light.
Oh.
T, why you showing us all this?
Oh, and we're going to connect the light and the lamp back to the inspiration. So that's your inspiration. No, that's your soul.
We finna read it. I want the people to see that because we finna go somewhere.
All right. The soul, dog, is gonna be inspired by dog.
That's right. Now, continue. Now, skip down to verse 30. Hebrew. And what do that say?
It says the blueness of a wound cleanses away evil.
So what?
So do stripes in the inward part.
Oh, wait a minute. So do stripes in the inward part of the mind or the emotion. So when you see a wound start to turn black and blue, that means it's healing up.
Yeah, it's bruised.
So guess what? When you afflict your soul on the inward part, you starting to heal back. I put it in there for a reason. Now, let's go somewhere else. Now, we finna make this look. We finna make this make sense. I want to share my screen, bro. Let me get them the next scripture. That's the last. I ain't put that Genesis. Somebody, I kind of. Hey, y'all turn to Genesis 2 and 7. I think I left that out. Yeah, I did leave it out. Genesis 2 and 7 got left out. Y'all turn y'all Bible to Genesis 2 and 7. But before we go there, Hebrew, I want to show the people something. All right, let me share my screen. Because we learning tonight. We in teaching mode. Tonight. Let me scroll up. So, because, like I said, because most people don't. Did I share that? Let me see if I share it. Let me share it. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this first. Let's cancel it. Let's go to Genesis 2 and verse 7. Then we're going to go to the blue letter. Then we're going to show the PowerPoint. But we need to go to the blue letter first. Let me go to the blue letter first. I want y'all to see this. Genesis 2, right, in verse 7. All right. And then I'm going to go back here. Y'all turn y'all Bibles. I forgot. I left it out. Let's go to Genesis 2 and 7. We're going to go to the blue letter Bible. Because we got to get, we finna learn something real important. Then we're going to go to my PowerPoint. All right. Genesis chapter 2. Verse 7. What do it say, Hebrew?
And it reads. And the Lord God formed man out of the dust of the ground. And breathed.
Stop. He did what?
And breathed.
So that word breathe is nafak.
Strong's H5301. Nafak.
And that is, listen what it says. It says, blow, breathe, seed, and blow, lose, snuff, give up. To breathe, blow, sniff, seed, give up, or loose. Breathe to blow. So this is the act. Nafak is the act of what the Most High is doing. It said he breathed into his nostrils, right?
The breath of life.
Hold on. Wait a minute. The breath, look what breath is again.
Strong's H5397. Neshama.
All right.
Neshama.
So we got neshama, nafak, and then look what we got here at the bottom. And man, continue to read.
The breath of life, and man became a living soul.
Living soul. Let's see what this soul is.
Strong's H5315. Nefesh.
Same thing we read in Ezekiel. Nefesh. Same thing we read in Ezekiel, right? We're going to pull it back up so the people can see. Soul, self, life, creature, person, appetite. Oh, appetite. Appetite. Desire. That's carnal desire, right? Emotion. Passion. That which breathes the breathing substance or being, soul, the inner being of man, living being with life in the blood, man himself, self-person, individual. Now this is what I wanted to get you, Hebrew, right here. Seat of appetites, seat of emotions and passions. So your physical being in your that light is in your nefesh as well. That candle, that light, that near. So if you're going to fast, you're going to suppress your desires, your wants, your carnal mind, and your appetite. We're going to prove that. I'm giving you a little heads up, but we're going to prove that. We're going to prove that. You see that? Then it looks at activity of mind. Dubious. Dubious means sneaky. Sneaky. Right? Did he say that malignity has been sown in all means?
Wicked.
Activity of the will, dubious. Activity of the character, dubious. That malignant root has been sown in everybody that came out of Adam. But it says you'll see the appetites too, didn't it? Okay. Now, let's go to the PowerPoint so I can better explain this to the brothers and sisters. If you don't mind, my brother.
I don't mind. Let's show.
Look at this. Now, This right here, we got nefesh, ruach, neshama. These 3 words are the 3 words used in the Bible for soul. These 3 words. Now I'm gonna give you what they call the glass blower analogy. Back in the ancient days, okay, this is how glass used to be made. You had the person that was doing the breathing, okay? Then it was going through a tube, a vehicle, or the nafak. He breathed into man's nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living nefesh. So the person that is breathing, that's the highest form of soul, neshama. You understand? More commonly known to Hebrews, ruach, which is wind, but it also means to move, because wind is giving the dexterity to that which is being blown. It's going through. Then it settles at the bottom right here and begins to shape and form that which the breath is blown into. And Yahweh breathed into the nostrils of man, and man became a living soul. Now, we read that the cord, the nafak, had been broken. We read that. So now let me go back up into this definition. Because, see, if sin was to occur in the Shama or Ruach, now we're talking about sin through error. Nefesh is the only place where sin can occur. We read, I had you read all that, didn't I? Nefesh kept sinning. Nefesh was sown, but the malignant was sown. All that was sown, correct?
Yep. Since Adam changed.
So
it was made permanent. If
sin was to occur on the neshama or the ruach, then we're talking about sin through error. But the neshama is what's giving the nefesh, that's shaping and molding it to what it is. But the disconnect, the nefak, the vehicle which it was done, it has been broken. The golden cord has been broken. The three thus form a sort of a chain, linking man to Yah. The idea that these 3 parts is best explained on the basis of the verses Genesis 2 and 7. Yah formed man out of dust and ground, and he blew into his nostrils a breath of life. This is likened to the process of blowing glass, which begins with the breath, neshama, of the glass blower, the one who's giving the breath, flows as a wind, ruach, through the glass blowing pipe, and finally comes to rest. Remember I said nefesh means rest. The seat of, the seat of your emotions, the seat of your passions, correct? And comes to rest, nefesh, in the vessel that is being formed. Adam or man. The neshama thus comes from the same root, nishama, meaning breath. And this is the breath of Yah. Nefesh comes from a root meaning to rest, and therefore referred to the part of the soul that is bound to the body and rest. That's why I say it's seat of emotions, seat of appetite. It rests. Ruach means wind.
You put it in the middle.
Right. And it is the part of the soul that binds the neshama and the nefesh. I'm going to give you a good, for instance, like my brew explained it to me. East wind. All right. Let me get this off here. I'm going to put it up there where the people can see. East wind can originate 5,000. Why you ain't showing over there, bro? You froze up. Why ain't seeing they sharing over here? East wind can originate 5,000 from the point, 5,000 miles from the point you feel it, right? But you can feel it. But to feel somebody's breath, how close you got to be to them to feel that force? You got to be intimate, up close to them. Correct. Okay. So what I'm trying to show you, brothers and sisters, is that we oftentimes talk about being filled with the Ruach of the Spirit, but we never talk about being in the Neshama, because we're not intimate enough with our power to feel his breath. We feel the Spirit come past us every now and again,
but we're not living in the Spirit.
We're not living in the Spirit, nor are we intimate enough or have the vehicle to get back to the Neshama. Do that make sense, my brother?
They do, because you can't blow into the east wind.
Okay. So now, let's see. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one. Now we getting into, so if you're not intimate enough to get back to that level of your soul or the origination of your soul, then how can you get back what was lost in the garden? Because they had it before it was lost. Do you understand what I'm trying to show the people, bro?
I do. And that's the only way that they're going to even be able to understand fasting and atonement.
Right.
What part of that themselves they
so
are
now
fasting or inflicting.
We finna get to. Now check this out. Let's go to the Bible dictionary. Excuse me. Now we finna get into it. Let's go to the Bible dictionary, page 173. I got it right here, Hebrew. I got the picture. I got the picture on there for the people. Hold on, let me get that. 170. You find 173 while I pull this up in the room for the people. Find page 173. Get down here. Here we go. Page 173 in the Bible dictionary. Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary, bro. When you get in Hebrew, we just gonna read that first paragraph. What do it say?
Fasting or absence from food and drink.
Okay, so absence from food or drink. Go ahead and read.
For a longer or shorter period is frequently mentioned in the scriptures.
The
only fast required was that of the Day of Atonement.
Of the Day of a who?
Of Atonement.
So this is not a day of feasting. This is not a day of feast where you're supposed to be feasting and drinking.
The absence of food and drink was required on the Day of Atonement.
Go ahead, brother.
Before the captivity, it was the one regular fast. It says, it gives us scripts of Leviticus, Numbers, and Jeremiah.
Okay.
And it says, during this period, there are many examples of fast on special occasions held because of transgression.
Because of what?
Transgression.
Okay, go ahead and read.
Or to ward off presenting or impending calamity.
That's enough, right? That's all I need. So it is commanded, and we're gonna continue to read that it's commanded. But I want to continue to show the brothers and sisters something before we get back to the scriptures. Check this out, family. This is something else I put together. Now, I did some research on the word atonement before we get into the Hebrew. The word atonement means to be at one, or meant to be at one. Atonement, at one, meant to be at one, or bring back to oneness. Just the word. So how can we get back to the neshama? How can we repair that golden cord that was broken? How can we get back to at one? The thing that was lost in the garden. The thing that was lost in paradise, should I say. At one meant. That's what atonement in the English just means. Right. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But look what Merriam-Webster says, brother. Read that Merriam-Webster. What do Merriam-Webster say?
It says, reparation for a wrong or injury.
Okay, something that we couldn't pay, but go ahead and read. It's just an example. She won't.
It says, an annual ceremony of confession and atonement for sin. Outward expression of payment or remorse.
Continue to read.
Atonement. Also, atoning to atone is the concept of a person taking action.
Taking what?
Taking action.
Oh, faith without works is dead. Being left alone. Go ahead and read.
To correct previous wrongdoing on their part, either through direct action to undo the consequences of their act, equivalent action to do good for others, or some other expression of feeling of remorse.
Go ahead, brother.
From the Middle English, atone or attune, agree, literally, at one. Now meaning to be at one.
That's right.
In harmony with someone.
Are we in harmony with our Creator?
We're not in harmony.
Go ahead and read.
Atonement is closely associated to forgiveness, reconciliation, sorrow, remorse, repentance, reparation. Reparation and guilt. It can be seen as a necessary step on the path to redemption.
So I ask the question again: should we be feasting when we remember what we done in our lives and we continue to struggle with in our lives? When we constantly dying every day, when our bodies by definition are dying, the flesh that we in. On that day, should we be partaking in the sufferings of our Creator, our Messiah, and being reflective on that which we've done for the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Scripture say.
That's what the Scriptures say. So now, the word for atone is kafar. You finna go somewhere, Hebrew. The word, now we just did the English part. That was hard enough. That was enough that you could understand it, right?
And I mean, just to be honest, it makes perfect sense when he say to his own disciples. It's some stuff that ain't gonna come out. Except
you jumping the lesson.
Okay.
You jumping the lesson.
So
now we still in the PowerPoint. We still at one meant to bring back to oneness. The word kafar means to tame. See, you got kaf, pay, resh, right? Kaf means to tame or to cover. Pay to cover what? Your mouth or speak. Resh means the head or authority. So the very word in the letters in the word kafar or atone tells you to cover your mouth, right? Don't be doing a whole lot of talking. And the head or authority, your lamp, that light that Neri wrote about, it needs to be focused on what you're doing. The very word atonement in the Hebrew, the letters tell you what you're supposed to be doing. I'm going to say this again. Kof, to tame or cover. Tame what? The seat of your emotions, the seat of your appetites. Huh? To cover your mouth.
And why we did? Because the mouth speaks out of the abundance.
That's it. Not to speak, and then the head or authority. You're supposed to be under your authority, your covering, which is Yeshua or Mashiach. Am I right or wrong? That's what race is. So kafar, here's the blue letter definition: atonement, purge, reconciliation, reconcile, forgive, purge away, pacify, atonement, made merciful, cleanse, disannul, appease, put off, pardon. Now, here's the definition again. A primitive root to cover, specifically with bitum, figuratively to expiate or condone or placate or cancel, appease, atone, cleanse, disannul, be merciful, pacify, pardon, purge away, put off, make reconciliation. So once again, before we get into these other scriptures on the atonement, I got this up here. The atoning process, the Levitical priesthood and animal sacrifice was the blueprint or diagram to and for the atonement. For us as well as the Most High's plan of bringing us back to him. The first coming of Christ was the beginning of the atoning work. The return of Hamashiach is the continuing of the work and the putting down of all rule and repayment of the heathen. The delivering of the kingdom to the Father will be the completion of the atonement, the Father's kingdom. So with all that understanding now we can go back to the scriptures and we can read this thing with crystal clear understanding. Now, the next place we going to is James chapter 2, Hebrew. Y'all hang with us And we're going to pick up this part 2 tomorrow. We got a few more we got to do tonight. And we got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more scriptures. And then we're going to finish this part 2 up, the atoning process. Because we see that we lost something that we on our own, we can't get back. It is not something that's going to, like you flip the light switch and it's back on.
No, he said from the birth to the end.
That's it, bro.
It's been some made permanent.
There you go. We read that, didn't we? Yeah. Okay, let's go to James.
You gotta listen to
man, that's it. That's it, Hebrew. That's it. James chapter 2. We're gonna read 17 through 22, then we're gonna skip down and read 26, bro. What do it say?
And it says, even so faith, if it have not works, is dead, being alone. So on atonement, you feasting and stuff. What works you showing? Go ahead and read. Showing no works because
it called us to do something.
From them.
Okay. Go ahead and read, Hebrew.
It says
17, read 18.
It says, yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my work.
By my work, go ahead and read.
Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead?
That's right.
Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar?
Go ahead.
Seeing,
where you at?
In 22.
Go ahead.
Seeing thou have faith wrought with his works, and by works was his faith made perfect. Skip
down to verse 26. What do it say?
For as the body without the spirit,
without the ruach,
is dead. So faith without works is dead also.
Oh, okay then. So faith without the ruach, body without the ruach, we read what that was, right? It's dead.
He gave Adam a body without.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. We read all that, didn't
we? He had to provide that.
We taking you the long way. So ain't gonna be no, you know what I'm saying? We take you the long way. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus, the 30. We ain't gonna read but one verse.
Ooh. He said he appointed everything.
Yes, sir. Exodus the 30. We're gonna read one verse, bro. We're gonna read verse 10.
And it reads.
What say?
And Aaron shall make an atonement.
Making a what?
An atonement.
Aaron shall make the atonement upon what?
Upon the horns of it once in a year. With the blood of
the
sin offering.
With what?
The blood.
Now, we ain't getting into it in this part, but them 4 horns represent the 4 nations, don't they? The 4 Gentile kingdoms, don't they? So the high priest, which is Yeshua, he got to get some blood from them 4 horns. They got to make an atonement too. Them 4 horns represent the 4 Gentile dynasties, and Yeshua, the high priest, is going to be looking for an atonement. And he going to put some blood up to the horse's bridle on somebody.
And did he say do an atonement twice a year?
Nope. Go ahead and read.
Once in a year. Shall he make atonement upon you. Throughout your generation. It is most holy unto the Lord.
Now, we just went over the word atonement, kafar. We just went over it then. Okay. Let's go to the pseudepigrapha. Volume, let's see. I'm still missing out on you script. Y'all gotta forgive me. The pseudepigrapha, volume 1, page 738. 738. Because we're gonna just look at we looked at the atonement. We didn't look at the broken cord. We didn't look at what the soul is made out of, the disconnect that we have from our creator, right? Right. We didn't show that all man's filthiness, all man's righteousness is filthy rags. We looked at the frailty of our body and everything, even the things that we consume not only in our mind and physically through our body, comes out with death and stink on it?
Right.
Huh?
Okay.
We done read that faith without works is dead, being left alone. We done read in the Bible dictionary that the day of atonement called for a fast, right?
Right.
Okay. So I guess we putting the pieces together. I hope.
And we read that it was once a year.
Once a year.
Throughout our generation.
Throughout all generations.
So that means not just that once. Right.
See, now, where we at, bro? Page 738? 738, correct?
Correct.
Let me get there and stop running my mouth. We in the apocalypse of Elijah. Now, here's the reason why I asked the question before. Why not fast? But we're gonna get there. We're gonna wrap this thing up in a minute. Look at the apocalypse of Elijah. Look at the benefits of fasting. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and read, Hebrew. We at verse 1 through 7. We're gonna read 1 through 7, then we're gonna skip down, bro. All right. Is that what you got on your paper? You got 1 through 7?
Yeah, I got 1 through 7.
Go ahead and read.
Therefore.
Hold on. No. We in the apocalypse of Elijah, right? Page 738. 738. I'm sorry. We reading 50. I typed it in wrong. You know what?
We at 15.
Hold on. I think. No, yeah, verse 1. We in verse 1. Read verse 1 through 7. That's right. Read verse 1 through 7, because you didn't look on your paper right. Read verses 1 through 7, then we're going to skip down to 13.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead and read.
The word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, say to this people, why do you add sin to your sin and anger the Lord who created you? Mm-hmm. Don't love the world.
Don't do what?
Don't love the world or the things which are in the world.
Go ahead.
For the boasting of the world and its destruction belong to the devil.
Belong to the devil. Go ahead and read.
Remember that the Lord of glory, who created everything, had mercy upon you.
That's right.
So that he might save us.
And this is when even Elijah speaking of the coming of the Messiah. Go ahead and read.
From the captivity of this age.
Go ahead.
For many times the devil desires not to let the sun rise above the earth, and not to let the earth yield fruit, since he desires to consume men like a fire.
That's right.
Which rages in stubble. And he desires to swallow them like water.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, on account of this day, the Yah of glory have mercy upon us.
That's right.
And he sent his son to the world.
Yes, sir.
So that he might save us from the captivity.
Go ahead, brother.
He did not inform an angel or an archangel or any principality when he was about to come to us.
That's right.
But he changed himself to be like a man.
So Elijah is speaking of the Messiah to come. He said, man, he didn't even consult with them. He did this for us. Talking about the atonement, talking about the Passover. Go ahead and read.
When he was about to come to us, so that he might save us from flesh.
From what?
From flesh.
From the flesh. From the flesh. From that fallen state of your soul. Are you understanding, my brother? Yeah. Continue to read.
Therefore become sons to him, since he is your father.
All right, now skip down to 13. Skip down to 13 for the sake of time. Y'all read the rest of it on your own. Go ahead and read.
Hear, O wise men of the land, concerning the deceivers.
Yes, sir.
Who will multiply in the last time, so that they will set them down for themselves doctrines which do not belong to Yah.
See, and that's why I say to my beloved brother, we got to be careful on that. Bro. If we laying down doctrines that don't belong to the Most High Yah, we got to be careful about that. And I know this brother, you know what I'm saying? He got a good heart. I know he didn't mean anything as far as deliberately leading folks astray, just his understanding. But we got to dig in these scriptures, make sure we got a full understanding before we put something out there. Go ahead and read.
Setting aside the law of Yah, those who have made their bellies their Yah, saying, the fast does not exist.
Say what?
The fast does not exist.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Come on now.
Nor did Yah create it. making themselves strangers to the covenant of God.
Because the covenant, we read Exodus. You can read in Leviticus 23. The day of atonement, you shall afflict your soul. The seed of your appetite, afflict your nefesh. The seed of your emotions, your will, your way. Cover your mouth, not to speak or eat. We read all of this.
To make an atonement for sin.
To make an atonement for sin, but go ahead and read.
And robbing themselves of the glorious promise.
Go ahead, brother.
Now, these are not ever correctly established in the firm faith.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, don't let those people lead you astray.
Continue to read, brother.
Remember that from the time when he created the heaven.
Yes, sir.
The Lord created the fast.
He did what?
Created the fast.
From the time that he created the heaven. Because guess what? Yeshua was slain from the foundation of the world. So the fast, the atonement was always going to be. Oh, you understand what you read, brothers and sisters? Go ahead.
He even had the day of rest from the foundation.
Come on now.
Which we supposed to be
doing
our own passions and our own desires.
Come on now. Come on now.
That's another lesson, bro.
Keep on reading, bro.
He said for a benefit to men on account of the passions and desires.
See?
Which
wait a minute. Account of the passions and desires that fight against you. Did he say you're going to be fat? Did he say your mind was going to go far from him? So the whole thing got to be the whole thing got to be shut down. The whole fast got to be total mind, body, and soul for the fast. Yes, we understand the spiritual things are more important, but there's a reason why your body's dying too. Huh? Continue to read, my brother.
Which fight against you so that the evil will not inflame you.
But what?
But it is a pure fast.
James 4:1. Go ahead.
Which I have created, saith the Lord.
Uh-huh.
The one who fasts continually will not sin.
The one who fasts continually will not what?
Will not sin.
So if you ain't fast continually, that means you prone to mess up. Huh? Because Isaac fasted a lot. Huh? Moses fasted for 40 days and started to become like Yah. His face, so much so that his face started glowing. And from that day forward, man, he had to wear a veil around people because they were scared of him. Enoch kept fast and searching out Yah till he was Yeshua fasted, being full of the Ruach HaKodesh.
And
Ezra fasted
several times just to get knowledge. I mean,
this is what I'm trying to tell you, man. He said, go over there and fast. The angel kept telling me, you right, but every time Ezra want to go to another level, not go fast. Then I'm gonna come to you.
7 days more.
Yeah.
On the fast, I'm already sick.
We didn't read it in that Adam Eve, but after they sinned, they didn't eat nothing for almost 15, 20 days.
Yeah. Said the Lord had to come tell me.
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. This is why we fast. Number one, we were commanded to, but I'm looking at all this stuff right here.
He says it's a benefit to me.
Yes. Continue to read.
It says the one who fasts continually will not sin.
Uh-huh.
Although jealousy and strife are within him.
Uh-huh.
Let the pure one fast.
Let the pure one fast.
But whenever the one who fasts is not pure,
he
has angered the Lord and also the angel.
Hey, man, you better watch yourself when you fasting too. You better check your mind and your spirit when you fast.
Oh, so it's a process to begin a fast?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Everything is a process.
Everything is an order.
Continue to read.
And he has grieved his soul,
gathering
up wrath for himself for the day of wrath.
For the day of wrath. Well, you don't, man, you come into that day of atonement or you dedicate yourself to fast, your mind jacked up, bro. You might want to leave that alone till you get yourself together. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have a penitent, repentant heart and mind state when you get ready into a fast, man.
Yeah, because especially like the Day of Atonement, he asking you to go and clear up all problems that could possibly be out there linked.
So how you gonna be feasting and partying and have a good time when the fast is on?
Only way you can do this is by being at one with the people you didn't miss with.
But guess what? Are you at one with your Creator?
Not at all.
All right, then you ain't got nothing to be glad about. Go ahead and read.
It says,
verse 20.
But a pure fast is what I created.
Is what I created.
With a pure heart. And pure hand.
Yes, sir.
It releases sin.
It releases sin.
It heals disease.
It heals disease.
It casts out demons.
Matthew 17:21. Ain't that what Yeshua said? It casts out demons. Go ahead and read.
It is effective up to the throne of Yahweh.
Woo!
For an ointment. And for a release from sins by means of pure prayer.
Y'all read that? Y'all read that?
A sweet ointment? I mean, an ointment?
Yes, sir.
It's like that sweet savor.
A pure prayer. It is effective up to the throne of your house for an ointment. You know, like that ointment that ran down Aaron's beard. Ain't Aaron the high priest? Oh, so your prayer going up to Yeshua, our high priest, for an ointment.
Right. And then he's sending this a release for pure sin.
That's it.
By prayer.
That's it.
Ain't that like the meat or the animal sacrifice?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. See, that's why we got to be careful when we let roll off our lips, bro. Going on to the next spot. Going on to the next spot, family. We ain't got but a few more left. We out of here. Let's go to Mark 9.
I thought we were going to 27.
Oh, you didn't read down 27
yet?
No,
we just at 22.
Oh, go ahead. Keep reading it.
Who among you is he, if he is honored in his craft,
right,
will go forth to the field without a tool in his hand? Or who will go forth to the battle to fight without a breastplate on?
That's right.
If he is found, will he not be killed because he despised the service of the king? Likewise, no one is able to enter the holy place.
No one is able to enter who?
The holy place. If he is double-minded.
Is he in what?
Double-minded.
So how you gonna go to war, spiritual warfare, in your fast and you double-minded?
No arm.
No arm on. You ain't got no helmet, no breastplate, feet ain't shod, but you going to the Most High and fasting and prayer. Read that again, Hebrew.
It says, likewise, no one is able to enter the holy place if he is double-minded.
That's right.
The one who is double-minded in his prayers is darkness to himself.
Look, in James, it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and he should not think that he should receive anything from the Most High.
It say his prayers is darkness to himself.
His prayers is darkness to himself. Continue to read.
And even the angels do not trust.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The angels don't trust you. See, this fasting thing is serious.
Your prayers ain't getting nowhere.
Man, look. You ain't gonna get no disease released. You ain't gonna get no demons released. You ain't gonna get no sins wiped away. And then the angel gonna be, man, you can't trust that Negro. Because he ain't a man, she ain't a person of her word. She ain't a woman of her word. Can't trust her.
Trust. Therefore, be single-minded in the Lord at all times, so that you might know every moment.
Every moment. Let's go to the next place. Go to the next place. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to Mark 9. Yeah, Mark 9. Go to the new book. Mark the 9th chapter. Pick it up at the verse 14. We're going to read 14 through 9. Mark the 9. We're going to pick it up at the 14, brother.
Mark 9.
Yep. Pick it up at verse
14 and it reads. And when he came to his disciples, he saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes questioning with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him, saluted him. And he asked the scribes, what question ye with them? And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a double spirit. And whatsoever he taketh him, he teareth him. And he foameth, and gnasheth with his teeth, and penneth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. And he answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell to the ground and wallowing and foaming. And he asked his father, how long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, of a child. And oftentimes it has cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. And Yeshua said unto him, if thou canst believe.
If thou canst believe.
All things are possible to him that believe.
That's right.
And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Help thy mind unbelief.
That's right.
When Yeshua saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, thou dumb and deaf spirit,
right,
I charge thee, come out of him and enter no more into him.
There you go.
And the spirit cried and rent him sore and came out of him, and he was as one dead, insomuch that many said, he is dead. But Yeshua took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he was come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them,
right,
this kind can come forth by nothing but prayer and fast.
So this is an agreement with the apocalypse of life. He said this comes by nothing but prayer and fasting,
which is an affliction.
Now you can't have one without the other. If you're gonna get the release from some of this stuff that's binding you, that's holding you, you ain't gonna be able to do it. Yeshua just told you that. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask the question again: why not fast?
Why not fast?
You know what I'm saying?
He just told us these spirits.
That's right.
Spirits like this.
You got to fast and pray to get this off somebody. But you got to have the right mindset and the right attitude when you are fast.
As we just read.
That's right.
A pure faith.
A pure faith. Let's go to Exodus, and we got one. After Exodus, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more after that. Then we're gonna call it a night till tomorrow. Exodus the 34. Exodus the 34. We're gonna pick it up at verse 28, brother. And then we're gonna read 28 through 30. Because we're gonna look at, like I said, I mentioned it, we're gonna read it. Look when Moses fasted, look what happened to him.
And it reads, and he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights.
That's right.
He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant.
That's right.
The 10 commandments.
That's right.
And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, with the 2 tables of the testimony in hand. When he came down from the mount, that Moses was not dead. It says that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him.
So Moses is starting to take on a different type of flesh because he's being intimate. Like we said about the neshama, he's being intimate with his creator. He can feel the very breath, not just the wind, the breath, because he's being intimate with his creator. And he's starting to go back to that which Adam had in the garden before he fell. But how did he do it? Being intimate with the Father or the Creator and fasting, through being intimate with his maker. His face is starting to shine. His skin is starting to glow. So much so, we're going to read that, hey, man, he had to put a veil over his face. The rest of the time, he was with the children of Israel. Continue to read, my brother.
And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh to him. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him. And Moses talked with them. And afterwards, all the children of Israel came close, and he gave them in commandments, all that the Lord had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. Until Moses had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face.
That's right.
But when Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he took the veil off.
There you go.
Until he came out.
That's right.
And he came out and spoke unto the children that which he was commanded.
That's right. That you on that?
That's 34.
Read it 35.
And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone. And Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him.
See that? See, these are the benefits of fasting. These are the benefits of being intimate, trying to get back to that intimacy with your Creator. Moses started to take on a different terrestrial flesh, did he not?
Yeah.
That's why we read the thing about the different flesh.
And that makes sense when you think what he up there surviving on. Every word of Yah.
Every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. That's what he was eating.
Well, that's that real man.
And see, that's what Adam and Eve was doing until they took of the wrong fruit. They ate the fruit of life.
Then none of the trees was the same.
No.
You say nothing was left but the feet.
That's it, brother. Daniel 9. Daniel 9, and we got 3 more after this. Daniel 9. That was an example of oneness with the Most High. Of being at one. Daniel 9. Daniel 9. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Daniel 9. Let me get there. Be quiet. Daniel 9. We're going to pick up verse 1. We're going to read 1 through 6 Hebrew. And then we're going to skip down and pick it up at the 20 and 21. How do you fast and concentrate on Yah and then abstain from food and drink? This brother finna show you. Daniel 9, 1 through 6, what do it say?
In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, it says, of the seed of the Medes, which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood the books of the numbers of the years, whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolation of Jerusalem.
That's right.
And I set my face unto the Lord.
Yes, sir.
By prayer and supplication, with fasting and sackcloth and ash.
Come on now.
And I prayed unto the Lord my Yah, and made my confession, and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful Yah, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned.
We have what?
We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts.
That's
and
right.
From thy judgment.
Yes, sir.
Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets, which spake in the name of to our king, our princesses, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land.
All right, skip down for the sake of time. Read 20 and 21. What do it say?
And while I was speaking and praying and confessing my sins and the sins of my people Israel, and presenting my supplication before the Lord my Yah, for the holy mountain of my Yah, Yea, while I was speaking in prayer, even the man, Gabriel, whom I had seen in the visions at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation.
And I just want to bring it out. Here go another instance of somebody being recognized through fasting and prayer.
And they can't say we can't fast in prayer or do atonement in. He doing it in captivity.
That's what I'm saying. This ain't the atonement in captivity, but he fasting and praying.
Right.
We in captivity now, ain't?
Right.
We ought to be fasting and praying. All people getting killed like so many roaches in a comb. We ought to be fasting and praying. We need to be trying to release our people and ourselves from demonic oppression and depression. We need to be fasting and praying. We need to release our people from all this murdering spirit. We need to be fasting and praying. We need to get order in our home. We need to be fasting and praying. Who knows if the Most High might leave a blessing behind? Let's go.
I mean, do a prayer fast. We already know He's gonna leave.
That's right.
Blessing,
that's it, bro. It's a benefit. Leviticus 23 and 27. Leviticus 23. Let me change this right here. Leviticus 23. We're going to read 27 through 32. And I got to pull up the blue letter one more again. All right? We're gonna get one more word before we get out of here. Leviticus 23. Let me pull up my blue letter before you start, brother. Pull it up. All right. Let me share my screen. We're gonna get a word definition before we get up out of here tonight. All right. Read that 27, bro. Hold on, let me get there. I'm already there. Go ahead. Leviticus 23 and 27, what do it say?
It says, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
A day of atonement?
It shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your soul. And offer an offering made by fire.
Hold up, let's get that word afflict. Let's get that word afflict, because my bro, he did a just like a little surface level definition of afflict. We already know what soul is in the flesh. The seat of the appetites and the seat of the emotions, right? The midst of the body, right? So let's see how you afflict all of that. We're gonna get this word is anah.
Strong's H 6031. Anah.
Let's see how you afflict the seat of your appetites, the seat of your emotions, and get mourning and introspective in the midst of your body. Let's look at this word, because we know what nefesh is. We went through that thoroughly, did we not?
Yes.
Afflict, humble, force, exercised, sing, lineonoth, troubled, weaken. How can you weaken your body? By denying it food and water. How can you weaken your mind? By denying your carnal desire. We said nefesh is seat of emotions and seat of appetites. Did we not? We read that. Okay. Now look at this right here. Outline of biblical uses. To be occupied, to be busied with, to afflict, oppress, humble. Excuse me. Be afflicted, be bowed down, to put down, become low, to be depressed. Why are you feasting? You're supposed to be depressed. You're supposed to be sackcloth and ash, introspective and retrospective about what's going on, about your walk and about the affliction of your people. Be downcast, to be afflicted, to stoop, to humble oneself, bow down, be afflicted, be humble, to humble, mishandle, afflict, to humble, be humiliated. This is the one I wanted to get to afflict, to humble, weaken oneself. How do you weaken your flesh? How do you weaken the flesh? How do you weaken your carnal desire, the seat of your appetites and the seat of your emotions and passions? Yeah. If you're going to weaken that, you restrict it from having. We kafar. Atonement means to cover your mouth. We read that then. We saw that definition. Kafar means to cover your mouth and not to speak. Right. So if you cover your mouth not to speak, ain't nothing going in to eat or drink either. Okay. Humble, weaken oneself, to be afflicted, afflict, to humble oneself, to be afflicted. Now we can read, started back at the top of the Leviticus 23 and 27. Now read it again. Ain't that the main thing you worrying about? Survive. Thank you, brother. Now read it again, Hebrew. It says, also on the 10th day of this month, of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement, and it shall be a holy convocation unto you. A holy convocation? And ye shall afflict your souls. So we shouldn't be feasting. We shouldn't be eating and drinking. You should afflict your soul. You should weaken your soul, weaken your appetites, weaken your emotions, weaken your carnal desire. Humble yourself. Bow down yourself. Be made low. Be made low. Go ahead and read. Ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. An offering made by fire. We know we don't do the animal sacrifice, but here in the spirit, he's talking about you need to burn your body. You need to burn your emotions. You need to burn your desires. You need to burn off that dross. He said, hey, man, acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity. That's what it said in that Sirach. And he said he's going to purify us. That's right. 7 times. We read all the benefits to fast. Go ahead and read. And ye shall do no work in that day. Same day. For it is a day of atonement. To make an atonement for you. It is a day of kafar. Go ahead. Before the Lord your power. That's right. For whatsoever soul if be that shall be. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off. He shall be what? Cut off. From among his people. Come on now. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Go ahead and read. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. In all your dwellings, it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month, at evening from evening unto evening. Shall you celebrate your Shabbat? There it is, right there. Now let's go to 2 more places, and we out of here. Now that's a commandment, right? Because I think I don't want to put no words in the brother mouth, but I think he said one of the command to afflict your soul with faith. He said from evening unto evening. We got all the definition of the words on. Okay. Now let's go somewhere else. He talking to the prophet Joel. Go to Joel the 1. Go to Joel the 1. Go to Joel the 1, man. And we're going to pick it up. Let me change it. Go to Joel the 1. And we're going to pick it up at verse 11, brother. Let me get there. Joel the 1 and verse 11. When you get it, my brother, go ahead and read. Yeah. You got Hosea. All right. Go right past Hosea. You got Joel. Joel the 1. We're going to pick it up at verse 11. We're going to read 11 through 20. Right after Hosea.
All right.
Okay? Joel chapter 1 and verse 11. When you get it, Hebrew, go ahead and read. We're going to read 11 through 20.
And it reads,
Mm-hmm.
Be ye ashamed, O ye husbands.
You talking about to the one working out in the vineyard. Go ahead and read.
How, O ye vine dressers, for the wheat and for the barley, because the harvest of the field is perished.
Right.
The vine is dried up. The fig tree languishes.
The fig tree languishes. We just read about that fig tree in the garden, didn't we? I think all this time together, we right back to where we started from, ain't we, brother? Go ahead and read.
The pomegranate tree, the palm tree also, and the apple tree. Even all of the trees of the field are withered. He just said.
That's right.
Because joy is withered away from the sons of men.
And it is again.
He said he was sorrowful.
Yes, sir. We reading the same thing over and over again. Go ahead and read, brother.
Gird yourselves and lament.
Gird yourself, just like Adam and Eve put them fig leaves around themselves. Gird yourself. Go ahead.
Ye priests, have ye ministers of the altar. Come, lie all night in sackcloth. Ye ministers of my Yah. For the meat offering and the drink offering.
Hold up. Something just hit me. The spirit just hit me. Hold your spot right there. Read, go back up in the same chapter. Read verse 1. Because I want to make sure that we understand that this is a commandment out of the mouth of Yah. Read verse 1. The
word of the Lord that came to Joel, the son of Bethuel.
Now go back down to where you pick it back up where you left off. I want to. Something just told me to make sure you read that.
It says, lie all night in sackcloth, ye ministers of my Yah. For the meat offering and the drink offering.
Yes, sir.
Is withholding.
It's what?
Withholding.
So you ain't eating nothing and you ain't drinking nothing. This coming from the word of the Most High to Joel, right? Okay, keep reading.
It is withholding from the house of Yah. Sanctify ye a fast.
A what?
A fast.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and read.
Called a solemn assembly.
See, hold up. We read the definition of fast, didn't we? We read that, didn't we? Now I could go to the blue letter on that fast. It's gonna say the same thing. Matter of fact, I tell you what. Now we ain't curling nothing.
It's gonna say withhold.
Hold on. We in Joel the 1, correct, my brother?
Correct.
Chapter the 1, right?
Chapter
what verse is that again?
Verse 14.
Verse 14. Let me get that. Because we ain't curling nothing. Let me share my screen. All right. Verse 14. Sanctify ye what? Right? Look at this word faith. There we go. Sanctify ye a fast, and that word is sown. Own.
Strong's H 6685. Sown.
Okay.
Sown.
Let's look what it say. It's a masculine noun. It means fast, fasting, fasted. Fasting, strong definition. Sown, fast, or fasting. We know a fast is sown. Now I didn't break this down in Hebrew, but you got Sade, Vav, Mem, Sophie. Now that's a closing of the mouth right there. That's a closing of the mouth. Sown. Now I'll break this down again tomorrow, so when people he just pulling something out. That's closing of the mouth, but we already read kafah, what atonement is, right? Close your mouth, cover your mouth, right? Yeah. Okay. I just want to show that to the people. I just want to show that to the people, man. Now finish reading Hebrew.
And it says, sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather together the elders, and all the inhabitants of the land.
All the elders, all the inhabitants of the land, go ahead and read.
Into the house of the Lord your God.
Right.
And cry unto the Lord, alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand. And as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Is not the meat cut off before our eyes?
Is not the meat cut off before our eyes?
Yeah. joy and gladness from the house of our Yah.
That's right. What you feasting for? Right. He said sanctify fast, didn't he? Okay, go ahead.
The seed is rotten under their claws.
Yes, sir.
The garners are laid desolate, and barns are broken down.
Yes, sir.
For the corn is wilted.
Yes, sir.
How do the beasts groan? The herd of cattle are perplexed, because they have no pasture. Yeah, the flocks of the sheep are made desolate.
That's right.
O Lord, to thee will I cry, for the fire have devoured the pastures of the wilderness, and the flame have burned all the trees of the field. The beasts of the field cry also unto thee, for the rivers of the waters are dried up, and the fire have devoured the pastures of the wilderness. Go
right on into chapter 2, pick it up at verse 12, read 12 through 17. This is the last one for the night. Then we're going to pick it back up tomorrow on the Shabbat day class. Go ahead and read.
Therefore also now, saint, the Lord, therefore also saith the Lord.
That's right.
Turn ye even to me with all your heart and with fasting.
Hold up, bro. I'm gonna have you read something from me. Read verse 1 of chapter 2. Then go back and read that, pick it back up at that 12.
Verse 1.
What do verse 1 say?
Sound the alarm. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Oh, so you ain't got no reason to be feasting when he come back and making an atonement when he called for the fast, right?
He said, tremble.
Go ahead.
For the day of the Lord coming, for it is close at hand.
Now, go start back over in 12. What it say?
Therefore also, now saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart.
And what?
To rend your heart.
And suppress the seat of your emotions. Rend your heart, rend your mind, rend the seat of your appetite, the seat of your passions, the center of your body. Rend your mind, your left, and what?
Rend your heart.
That's right.
Not your God.
That's right. Talking about a pure fast, right? Did we read about that pure fast? Okay, keep on reading.
And turn unto the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repented him of the evil.
Continue to read.
Who knoweth if he will return?
Yes, sir.
And repent. And leave a blessing behind him.
Yes, sir.
Even a meat offering.
Oh.
And a drink offering.
So he made, as you can do rending your heart, fasting, then you can go back to eat and drink. Go ahead and read. Was that it?
Says,
now read that at 17.
Lord your God, blow the trumpet in Zion and sanctify fast.
Wait a minute. That sounds like a commandment to me. Go ahead and read.
Call a solemn assembly.
Yes, sir.
Gather the people. Sanctify the congregation. Assemble the elders. Gather the children. And those that suck at the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet.
Oh, so this is when Yeshua coming back. So you need to be fasting and praying, but he had already came and did the atonement. This is when he coming back to continue the process. You see what I'm saying? He said, hey man, let the bridegroom go forth out of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. What do you mean? Hey man, he said those that are in the grave gonna meet him in that. And we that are alive should not prevent those that are in the grave, right? You going to meet your bridegroom. Wait a minute, I thought everything was done.
It's gonna be done. We ain't got transformed.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Go ahead and read.
It says, let the priest, the minister of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar.
The minister of the Lord, they ain't drinking, they weeping. They fasting. See, when Yeshua come back, we're gonna read tomorrow, ain't gonna be no happy. But go ahead and read.
and let them say, spare thy people. That's what we're going to be saying.
Yes, sir. Don't kill me, Lord. Go ahead and read.
O Lord, and give not thine inheritance to reproach.
That the what?
That the heathen shall rule over them.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore should they say among the people, where is their God?
Where is their God? Brothers and sisters, we're going to finish this up tomorrow. This was part 1. We just went through all this to show you that fasting not only is commandment, it is necessary. It is necessary. We're going to finish this up because the heathen got to pay an atonement too. Everybody got to pay what they weigh.
And he said the fast releases sin.
That's right.
And Israel, us as a body,
we need a whole lot of sin released. So
we need a lot of fasting and alms done.
That's right, brother. That's right. This was part 1. The atonement, why we fast, the reconciling to the Creator, and the payment of the nations. This is part 1. We'll be meeting tomorrow at the Home 2 Suites. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Home 2 Suites in Olive Branch, right off 78 Highway. If anybody want to come out and fellowship with us, we'd love to have you. If not, please tune in. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying, on YouTube and Facebook.
You know, tell them thank you for riding with us that long way. You know.
Yeah, most definitely. And we had to take you the long way to get the full understanding.
But a trip good when you go to sing right.
That's right. We had to take you the long way so you get a full understanding of what's really going on.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying?
See what a fast looks
right,
like.
And why we fast.
What atonement looks
like. Exactly. So now we understand that, hey, on our best day, we don't measure up. You understand what I'm saying?
Filthy right.
That's it. And the connection has been lost. The intimate connection has been lost that we've been trying to get back. And it won't be complete until he gets back. And he said everything in order. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey, we're going to finish this up tomorrow. We'll do a quick recap of part 1 tomorrow afternoon. And then we'll finish out this lesson tomorrow afternoon. Hope y'all join us tomorrow for the Shabbat day class.
And we're going to touch on, just to touch on the greatness of the people who also fast.
Yeah.
The Messiah fast.
That's it. We're going to get there. We walking it down.
Boy.
We walking it down, bro. So, if anybody, you got anything else, Hebrew?
No, that was it.
That's it. Hey, we thank y'all for tuning in. I know I try not to be as long-winded as I usually am because I know we had a lot of scriptures to go through, but we thank y'all for hanging with us. Mm-hmm. And we thank y'all for all the support, the prayers and everything. Continue to lift us up. And
shout out to everybody.
Yeah, shout out to everybody online. Hey, who you got over on Facebook? We'll do a couple shout-outs before we get out of here, bro. Who you got on Facebook?
On Facebook, we got your reels.
Yes, sir.
Sister Michelle.
Yeah.
Then we got Uriah, Yeshua.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's B-Lou Real.
All right. We got Sister Natima.
Yeah, always faithful sister in the building.
We got another sister. I'm thinking I'm about to butcher Shawana.
Yeah.
Israel.
Uh-huh.
Then we got Rita, Miss Rita.
What's up, sis?
Then we got Cortez. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Sister Alfreda Watts.
Okay.
Mike. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, Mike?
We got it. Who else we got? That was it on Facebook.
Okay. All right. So we got our beloved brethren, Tuvaya in the building, Big Rob's in the building, Howard Brown, Sister Tove Robinson, got your rib up in his joint. Chiquita Nevitt was up in here. Fabrico Braga is in the building. Got our beloved brethren, the faithful one, Wardy P's up in his piece. Let's see. Who else we got up in here? Michael Parker was up in here.
All praise.
Yes, sir. Let's see who else we got in here. Michael, Mike was on both platforms. Hebrew Bible study.
Same, bro. LJ was in there.
Yeah, LJ was in there. Let's see. Going on up. Trying to get everybody we can get. You know what I'm saying?
Tripping every time you say that. Fabrico.
See, LJ, Linda Ricks was in the building. Lisa Israel. Johnny Garlington, what up? Hebrew, what it do? Song 777 was up in his joint. Got my beloved brethren. Aquila and Priscilla Music. D-Rose up in his piece. Let's see. Who else? Anybody else I miss? If I miss you, Charge, got my bond up in his joint. Second and Nazarene, the young lion up in his piece. For real. Let's see who else we got up in here. Shawana, Israel, she was on both platforms. Thank you, sis. I'm trying to make sure I ain't miss nobody. You know what I'm saying? If we did miss you, Charge, KW, what up, fam? Got Kansas City up in this joint. Of course, my ribs on this platform as well. Always looking out. Let's see. Oh, Yashan Ben Yisrael. What it do, fam? That's all I can scroll up on. Hey, we thank all y'all for y'all support, y'all comments. Y'all keep the chat going live, you understand? But I don't know how that happened, bro. We thank y'all for all y'all support and your prayers and everything mean a whole lot to us. All praise, honor, and magnificent glory is unto our power. The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. To our brothers and sisters in the faith, as always, we salute you.
Foes up till it closes.
Foes up to it close up. Southern Kingdom of Yehuda is in the building. We love y'all. We gonna see y'all. Oh, wait a minute. I can't leave out the front line. Brewers in the building.
Oh, you know it. On the front line.
Yes, sir. I'm your brother T Boogie, and we gonna holler at y'all on the other side. Shalom. Enjoy y'all Shabbat night.
Hallelujah.